Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us. My name's Barry.
And I'm Jay.
And together we are Mitosu Crafts.
Yes, welcome to our channel. Today we are playing with...
I don't know, because you changed it at the last minute. We're ink blending, and we're going to be playing with a fun technique tonight. One of the cards is going to be the Bokeh technique.
Yes.
And we're going to be playing with the Dragonfly Garden stamp set, and what other one? The Art Gallery stamp set as well for 2. So we're going to be, if I get round to 2, we'll see what happens.
Yes.
So that's what we're going to be doing. So some fun techniques. We're going to be playing with brushes and daubers and inks and acetate. So yes.
Window sheets.
Sorry.
Yes, so welcome to our channel. We will say hello to those of you who have joined us. So do say hi if you are watching live. If you are watching the replay, you can fast forward the welcome to our channel bits and head on to the crafting bits if you want to fast forward that. But we do give away the projects that we create, so don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, comment, and do share to your crafty friends. We would really appreciate it as well. So we'll say hello to those of you who have joined us before we give away this card.
Yeah, so that was the card Jay made last Sunday, which was using the lovely Sweet Citrus stamp set, and he turned them into some lovely limes. They're really, really pretty. So do check that out. The link for that is actually at the very top of the live chat. So if you haven't left us a comment already, you can quickly nip over there and go and leave us a comment. And we will, as Jay just said, we will be doing the draw very soon after we've said hi to everyone. Yes, thank you for my lovely shirt. Jay did just say to me before we're gone, why are you so dressed up?
I'm just cold.
I figured I'll put on a different shirt.
Cool. So let's say hello. Hello to Kathy Crafty Sessions.
He was off to the movie tonight, so I don't know if she's still here. But what movie did you go and see? Was it fun?
Yes. Let us know. We probably won't watch it.
No, we don't go to the cinema.
We don't go to the cinema. Lolly and Sandy McCullough, hello. Charlotte, hiya. John, hello to you. Angie. We also have Kisha, hello. Heather, Gian, hiya. We also have Debbie, Pauline, Betty H, and Queen, Caroline, Kate, hello to you. Sandra, Heather, Nancy Amato, Be More Stamper, hello to you to Baltimore. Ooh. I just got hairspray in my head, sorry. Connie, hello Connie. We also have Louise, hiya. We have Mary, Hermelinda, Jackie, Cheryl, Anne, hi Anne, Mandy Allen, Lani, Snicket.
Snicket?
Yeah, but I still don't know how to pronounce it. Maybe I should Google it. Joanna, hello. Hayes, Heather. We also have Amanda. I feel like I'm shouting. Linda, hello to you. Catherine Monroe, Shaz, Julie, Angie, Wendy March.
Lots of you tonight.
Yeah, Julie. Were we late? I think we were a little bit. Lavinia, Brenda, Cheryl Pandos, and Lisette, Julie, and yes.
Excellent. Lovely. Yes, so Nancy's just going to make Good Morning Baltimore, yes.
Yes.
Like that movie. We like that movie, don't we?
Yeah.
So let's do the random draw then to somebody to win this card here. And then we are going to then crack on with tonight's demonstration, which is the Bokeh technique and ink blending. So let's go over and do that now. Let's get that ready.
Do I just do that?
You do just do that.
Okay.
And so the winner is going to be, let's see if there was any more in there. Oh, we're up to 32.
Ooh.
So good luck, everyone.
Good luck, everyone.
The winner is going to be...
And the winner is... Bum, bum, bum. Janice.
Janice East. Congratulations there, Janice. If you would like to email us, details are on the screen right now at Barry and Jay at mitosucrafts.com. Please pop today's date, the what is it? The 2nd of April 2023 in the subject line, and your full mailing address, please, Janice, and we will pop this card.
I didn't catch that. Could you try again?
Sorry about
You
that.
always do
I know.
that.
I don't know what's happening with my watch when I do that. And then we will pop this card in the post to you. So you have won this lovely card. Rather jealous because I really like this card as well. So, but we do have a nice orange one like this. I think he did. No, he may have done the same one. I can't remember. He does so much. I never know what he's done. So there we go. Congratulations there, Janice. That card is going to be coming all the way over to you. So let's have a little look at what we've got. Let me just get the next screen up. Move that out of the way. So I'm going to do the first card. I'm going to leave the bokeh technique till second. I'm going to do the first card, the ink blending, first, because it's quite a simple technique card. Okay, so I am going to be using some masking tape. So I've got this here, which is this lovely this tape here, which we were sent by Gian.
Yes.
So we're still using it, Gian. We've still got clothes. It seems to be never ending, and we use it a lot as well. So, can I have some copy paper, please, Jay?
100.
So, I'm going to be taking a bit of copy paper. Well, what colours am I doing this in? I haven't decided what colours.
It's all in front of you, though.
Oh, we're doing everything in the same colour, am I?
Unless you.
Oh no, actually no.
Unless
Sorry.
you are retiring.
Ignore me. I keep forgetting. I've got all the ink pads in front of me. So what I'm basically doing, I've got myself a bit of my card base here, cut to size, and I've already got it scored down the middle here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use that score line as my guide for lining this up, and I'm going to go to the score line and then just come and I'm going to line it up on the score line. What are you laughing at me for, Jay? He's laughing at me already. So this is where I can get myself a straight line. And then I'm going to do another piece. And I'm going to do this. I may actually move that first piece. Well, that's quite long, isn't it? Let's save that bit for later on. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to then go and pop that there. So I'm just trying to get these as straight as I can. It probably would be better if I did this on some grid paper so I can get them straight, just to make sure, but I think I've got it straight. I'm just going to take this one off because I want to make that a bit bigger. So I've just come down that way. Alright, so I've created myself. Yeah, actually, I do need some grid paper. I don't know if I'm happy with that being straight, actually. Oh, I can use. No, actually, I can do it on this tray. There we go. Use what we've got. We've got This is the Stamparatus foam mount. So I'm just going to go on this. I'm just going to line this up. I'm going to use that bit which I just tore off just to keep it straight over here. So I'm lining it up. And that will keep that in place, okay. And now I'm going to use, I knew I was off.
Yeah. The Stamparatus and accessories are only available while stock lasts.
Yes, unfortunately the Stamparatus is retiring at this moment. That's all we know. We don't know why. But it is unfortunately leaving us. So if you like the Stamparatus as much as we do, you can still purchase it at the moment, but it is going to be on a while supplies last basis. Okay, so just bear that in mind if you like it. I'm just going to move this one over a little bit as well. You will need some low tack tapes like I'm using right here, some low tack. If you don't use low tack tape, then you run the risk of pulling off the card, so you just need this low tack. There we go. So I've used my grid here to actually make sure my pattern and my paper is straight. Now I can take that off and I can pop this onto my copy paper. And we leave that one there as well to hold that in place. Okay. If you want to, you can grab yourself another bit of copy paper just to hold on this side here, just so that you don't go onto the back part. I won't waste another bit of tape for this. A bit of copy paper on that side. I should be okay for controlling it on this side here, but we will see. I will just be careful. So I am going to be using some of the ink colours. So these will be our carrying over. So I have got myself some Orchid Oasis, some Tahitian Tide, and some Parakeet Party. So I've got those.
I can't just highlight now the names.
I know it seems to have changed tonight. I don't know why. I will need one more blending brush though, Jay, because I need 3 for this one here. And I've only got 2 over here in the rack. So I'm just going to take my Orchid Oasis and I'm now just going to blend this in at the top here.
Oh, we're missing 2 then.
Check the cat box. We've got a habit where we dry our brushes after washing them. We put them on the radiator to dry, and the cats like knocking them off. They go to sit on the radiator and they sometimes play, but their cat box is right underneath it. So if we can't find them, we have to go and check their cat box toy to see whether or not they are in there. So I'm just going to do that one there. You can do this afterwards. You can build these colours up if you want to, but we will just bring that down like so. Okay, so that's the first one. Then I'm going to grab myself some Tahitian Tide. And I'm going to grab that one. Ooh, looks like Jay's re-inked this one recently. It's got funky lines in it.
What is it?
The Tahitian Tide.
Yes.
I know I'm going to suck all the ink back out of it again.
I think that's why I re-inked it, because I did some blending.
And then we're going to then just pop the Tahitian Tide in the middle here. Blending these 2 together. Like that. I'll just bring the Orchid Oasis in again, and then I can then just blend out that blue a little bit down there, just to blend the colours in a little bit. That's that one, and then we will then go with another colour. So we're missing a big brush, don't know where that one is, so I'm going to be using a small brush here. So we do have 2 sizes now, and I'm going to bring in a Parakeet Party, and then I'm going to then bring this one in and do this one over this side here. So you can see that having the copy paper on this side here allows me to then just start off and then bring it over. And I like to hold the brushes like this. I'll just come up a little bit to this. I like to hold the brushes quite onto the top like that. Then that way I just have a little bit more control, I feel. And I can control the pressure a little bit more. Okay, so that's that. And then I'm just going to then bring over the, what is it, Tahitian Tide, and then we will then bring that down into the green a little bit more, just to kind of blend that out a little bit as well. And then just grab the green again, and so they are blending brushes, so you just work over and blend everything together. Kind of up, and then I'm just kind of like going up, and I'm being quite gentle as I get to the top, so it kind of fades a little bit into it. Okay. The fade is a little bit stronger here than I've got this line, but that's okay because I'm going to kind of be covering this area up a little bit, so I'm okay with that. So I've kind of gone a little bit too heavy with the blue on this one, and it hasn't blended out as well as I'd like it to. So just be aware of that one. So I'm just going to pop these away, and so they're out of my way, that's it, and pop the brushes to one side, and then we are done with this. So we have the lovely reveal going on now, so I'm just going to now just gently take this off, and then we've got this perfect pattern strip with a nice crisp line going down this. Okay, so that's this blending technique. So there we have it. Alright, so pop all of that to one side. What we are going to need to do now is we are going to, Jay has given me this stamp set to work with this evening, so we're going to be working with Art Gallery.
Why did they give you that, Barry?
He told me, I think you should use this stamp set about 10 minutes before we were about to go live, and I went into a bit of a panic and said, that's not how I've designed it in my head, that's not how the original is, and I was like, oh, I don't know what to do. And I'm going to be using the Thanks dies here. So these are the Amazing Silhouettes. So if I remember correctly, the Amazing Silhouettes are retiring. All of this is retiring actually, so if you like these things then you can get them on a while stocks last basis at the moment, so do check them out on our website if you are interested in that. I'm using a lot of retired stuff tonight because I'm going to be using the Stamparatus as well. I'm just going to pop my dies over there. I will need this foam mat here. And I'm just going to do it around this way. That's it. And that there is then going to go over around about here, because I'm going to pop the Thanks is going to go somewhere where that magnet is going to go over this part like this. So that is going to go like that. And my Thanks is going to go somewhere around about here. You can see covering up that blend right there. So I'm happy with where that is. Now the reason I'm using the Stamparatus or a stamping platform, depending on when you're watching this, is because I'm probably going to need to do multiple stamping of this particular stamp, because I'm going to be doing it in black and I'm going to be doing a silhouette of it. I seem to be liking my silhouettes quite a lot at the moment. I'm going to grab myself some Versamark here. Just bring this over so you can see. That's it. And then we're just going to ink this up. Okay, and then we can then bring that down. And this won't come out great to start off, but actually it's come out better than I thought actually. But we will do it again, so if you do get any imperfections, you can do that. Now see, the great thing about that, if I was doing this normally on a bit of paper, I would have just ruined everything, so I would have just dropped it there. I'm not going to worry about brushing it off, because it won't touch. Unless I push there, it won't touch. That's it. So what I've just done there is I've just intensified that black on that. So you can see we've got this lovely silhouette going on like that. And I'm just going to just pop a bit of copy paper in there and do that like that. That's that one. So pop that to one side. I need the dies again here, so I need that. I need a bit of black cardstock. Oh no, I don't actually. I need a bit of white cardstock. To see what I've got here. No, I do need a bit of black cardstock because this hasn't got a stamp.
Don't sit down.
See, I just got up to go and get some paper and Tommy's just pinched my seat already. Alright, so I'm going to just got myself a bit of black cardstock here and I'm going to do this in the thanks in black, and I am also going to then take the outer and I can do that in white. Okay, so I love these ones because you get the innie and the outie. Perfect for the mini as well, but I haven't got the mini out with me, so I've got the big machine right here. So we're going to cut these out using the big machine. So I don't need to worry about lining these up too much because we are just looking at cutting out the wording. See, now another thing which would have been great to have used is the adhesive sheets after I've cut it, but yeah, that's that. I'm assuming, Joe, the adhesive sheets are staying?
I think so.
We think so. And then I'm going to do
a live.
Would everyone like a live video of Jay going through the catalogue, showing you physically in the catalogue, pointing out what is staying and what's going, and obviously, and then he'll probably get excited about what's staying and what's going, as well. And yeah, so would you like to see a video of that? Would that help some of you? Because Stampin' Up release a list. But that list can be quite daunting sometimes. As you look at it, you go, so it all blends in. After you've covered a couple of things, everything just looks exactly the same. So let us know in the comments, would you like Jay to do a live video with the retiring list? So I'm just going to pop that away there, because I'm finished with that now. And that one. Okay, so I've got these two right here, and I'm going to then just stick this on. So this creates this lovely kind of like now this black and white silhouette right here. So this would have been great with some adhesive sheets, but I didn't use them, so I'm going to have to use Tombow. I suppose I could cut it out again. Actually, you know what? I've got them. We've got tons of them. So what you need to do, see, I've tied it up, haven't I? And I've put my die away already. That one. Okay, so what you need to do is you just need your piece of black cardstock, which is right there. And we need to, I've got to remember how to use this myself. Cut off a strip of this. Which is kind of going to cover that, so that will be fine. And then what we do is we then want to then stick this to a bit of card. Okay, as you peel it off, one side is sticky and what's going to go on there. Okay, so that there is going to cover that up quite nicely. Just need to cut that end.
Wendy said last time she looked, the Snapparatus was already sold out.
Had it already sold out, had it? Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that it's gone quickly. Okay, And then what we're going to do is we are then just going to then run this through the machine again. Now on the back, so we've got the sticky on this side here, and now I just need to run it through the machine again where I've put that. So make sure you stick your adhesive sheets to the back of it, where you would know where the glue is, where technically the glue is going to be.
Yes. It's not
Okay. Has everything gone already on the Stamparatus?
Magnets, foam, mat, and the small papers is available.
Okay, so magnets, the foam mat which I've used, and the what did you just say, Joe?
Grid paper.
And the grid paper is still available for the Stamparatus, but the Stamparatus itself has sold out already. So if there is stuff on the retiring list which you like the look of, then you are going to need to be quick with it. Okay. Alright, so that's that one. So what I just need to do now is just punch this out. Now what that's gone and done is that has now gone and popped some adhesive on the back of all of those letters. So whereas I haven't got it on that one, but I have on this one. Bring over the white again, and then what I'm going to do is we just now need to find a piece which we can prise off. Just need to be careful because obviously you don't want to damage the letters. I will come back, and you just need to be careful with it. Now this may be, we'll see what happens. It does get very sticky, so you just need to make sure that you are working sensibly here. And we're going to go in, so I'm just going to have to gently, so do apologise if my head is poking in.
We have Hayes, who's new to the channel, coming from Janice's live, and Janice is here.
Hi Hayes. Hi Janice. Loved your projects this evening tonight, Janice, as well. But yeah, do play with that colour lift technique. And then we just need to now just carefully do this without sticking. So sometimes glue is sometimes a little bit easier because you have some wiggle room, but you run the risk of splodging out everywhere and getting really inky fingers and causing issues that way. Whereas this, and then sometimes not everything's stuck down. Whereas this way, it's quite sticky, and you've got to make sure that you go across the whole thing and take it step by step. But now that entire thanks is stuck completely to that white bit of card, so that's not coming off at all. All right, so you've got two options. You can just cut it out and then glue on the back of it, or you can use the adhesive sheets, and then you've got a nice good stick. I will be using glue for the back part, or I might even be using dimensionals for the back part because I've got enough which I can stick this on. So I'm going to bring my original card back in again. We will fold and burnish this. So I may have to get Jay to do a little bit of work for me on the second card whilst I am doing whilst I'm doing some ink blending. Do you mind, Jay? The cutting of the circles.
What you really want.
So I'm going to use some new dimensionals here because I want the actual smallness of these, and we're going to then pop these dimensionals on here. So for anyone who doesn't know, we pop lines on all of our foam pads and our dimensionals because it's easier to work out what ones you have and haven't taken the backing papers off, especially when you're working on white like this. You've got white on white, and it's just difficult sometimes just to see what you have taken them off. So this is just a real easy, quick reference point to make sure we know what we have and haven't taken off. So these little ones right here, the edges, these are what I can now use for some of the smaller letters. So we can take these off here.
I haven't even got up yet.
It goes on the T quite nicely. and another thin strip there. Can go over that, and I think that's okay. So take your backing papers off now.
Hi, Brenton. We also have Vicky, Sharon, Betty B, and Alice coming.
Excellent. Good evening to you all. And then we are going to then just take that, and we are then going to then just pop this over this right here, bringing it up a little bit onto the.
Come on, Suki.
And then we just created ourselves a fun, interesting blended background silhouette as well, with using the lovely Thanks dies right here. So that there is card number 1. Probably may have gone a little bit higher, but I quite like the two of these have actually then just connected. But I will show you the original one. This is what we did originally, which was using this. Now this set is carrying over. So I did the original one, which was done using the Sending Smiles. So you can see I've gone lighter on the blending on this one here. I've gone quite dark on this one. So depending on what you want to do, and you'll get different effects every time, you can do that. And I've used the Sending Smiles and Sending, and then I will probably put down Sending Birthday Wishes or Sending Thanks down the bottom down there, depending on what you want. So that was the original one, and that was the case. I've cased myself on this one, and we've done that one. I quite like the dark blending on that one as well. This would probably look nice if you were to do this and you were to heat set it and do some blacks, some heat embossing. But if you're going to do that, you need to make sure that this ink on the background is completely dry, otherwise your embossing is going to stick to that as well. So just something to be aware of. Alright, so that there is card number 1. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over to just, well, I'm just going to quickly tidy up, and then I'm going to move it over onto card number 2. And we are going to play with the bokeh technique on this one. So we're going to do some ink blending again. So we've got some a nice background going on, and we are going to be creating something pretty with that. So I'm just going to tidy up. Give myself a little bit of room. I've got the card down there, that's it. So what we are going to do on this one, I'm going to take my card base here, which is this one, which is polished pink, another retiring colour. Is Rich Razzleberry going as well, Joe? It is. Okay, so Rich Razzleberry is also going, and I'm going to be using that as my matte and layer. Now again, on my original one, on this one I've used it as a black layer, but we're going to kind of go polished pink and Rich Razzleberry is going to be going together. So this is our standard card size, so 14 centimetres by 21, scored in half at 10.5 centimetres. Gives us a nice A6-ish style. We are going to grab our trimmer, and I am going to cut this down to, I'm going to cut myself a layer, so I'm going to take that to, I'm going to start off at 13.5 by 10. I can always cut down if I want to make it smaller, but I can't make it bigger. So I will, no, I am going to go down to a smaller size. We'll just go down a little bit more. So I'm going to go down to 9.5 centimetres by 13. I like to show the back of, I like to show the cardstock off on the back as well. I don't like it. Again, I'll show you the original at the end, and I've gone really quite close to it, and I didn't like it. I like to have a bigger border between that and the layers. So that's that one. Bear with me one moment. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some white cardstock, which I don't actually have any with me.
What you need?
Some white cardstock for blending. Oh, it's there.
Normal.
Yeah, normal. Thank you. So I got myself some basic whites. And I'm going to cut this down to an A6 size, okay? So I would say start with something bigger than you need. So I'm going to take this down to like a proper A6 size, so about 14.9-ish, 14.8 approximately by 10.5. So I would suggest with this technique you would always go bigger than you need, so to allowing you to cut down again. And then that allows you to take away any imperfections. So I'm going to grab my copy paper one more time. Pop these ones to one side, so that's my mat and my layers and my card base done right there. We are going to that and that. And the colours I'm going to be doing on this one here is I'm going to be using Mango Melody, Melon Mambo, and I'm going to be using Craft White ink as well. And what we're going to do is we are just going to grab our blending brushes and we are going to blend. We're just going to go around and we're going to make this interesting background. So this is why I start with something larger than I need. Because these imperfections which you get on the end when you're blending, potentially, because the ink is then pulled and dragged on that, so it allows me to go and cut it all off. No, pumpkin pie is staying, Mary. I think Jay might have re-inked this recently as well. Mango Melody. Because it's very, very juicy. So we're going to go in. So obviously one of the perks of being a demonstrator is we get to see the new catalogue nice and early. So I know we have quite a lot of demonstrators on here. So yeah, so we've seen what's coming up. We've seen some new stuff. We've seen what's going as well. And obviously you can see what's going as well because there's a lot of people who have already posted the retirement list out. If you subscribe to our newsletter, I did send a newsletter out the other day, which had a list which you could click a link for that list as well. So if you are a part of our newsletters, that went out yesterday. I'm going to be using the other colour is Melon Mambo. And yeah, this ink pad here is just disintegrated a little bit, so just be careful when you're doing this. We've had this for a long time. This is one of the old style ink pads. And we're gonna just bring this in and we're gonna fill these white gaps in and kind of blend in a little bit with the orange, the Mango Melody. You can see I hold the brush. You see how I hold the brush gives me, and I always start off the page. With this technique, you can afford for it to be a little bit patchy if need be, if you want it to be, because we are going to be covering it up again in a moment, or covering some of it up and adding some more interest to the top of it. So I'm not sure if any of you know what the Bokeh technique is, but if you are unsure of it, we're going to be popping white craft ink over the top of this in a moment. And I'm kind of going to go in and bring this into the orange a little bit to blend those out, and then I will grab the orange again in a second, or the Mango Melody, and with him just go a little bit more. You don't want to go completely over the other colour, but you do want to go into it a little bit to blend it, so they look like they are joined. Make sure you use the correct brush. then bring the Mango Melody, sorry I keep saying, yeah, Mango Melody a bit more into the pink, into your Melon Mambo, and that will then just, I think that blends out really nicely.
We have Margaret, Brenton, Lisa, Becky.
Good evening everyone, thank you for joining us tonight, or this morning, or this afternoon, wherever you may be. Jay always laughs when I say that. So there we have it. That there is my background. It looks a mess at the moment, but do persevere with it. We will be cutting this down to size because at the moment we need to make it fit into this. So we are going to be losing these outside bits. So we will, once we've done our technique, we can selectively cut down what we want to make it to size. So the next thing we want to do is we want to do the Bokeh technique. Now Jay has kindly cut this for me. I was going to cut it for you on camera, but it was going to take me a little bit too long to do. But what we've got here is we've got a window sheet. I need something potentially dark to show it on. Yeah, if you've got a bit of...
Have an evening evergreen.
Let's have a dark bit of card. Let's see whether or not this works.
Goodbye, evening evergreen.
Oh, yes. There you go, you can see that. So this is a bit of window sheet right here which we've got, and we have used the layering circles. So the layering circles again are also leaving us. We still have some other circle ones, so we still have stylish shapes which are staying, yep. But the layering circles are going. So stylish shapes I really like because they've got nice stitching around the end of it. And but if you like the layered circles, again, they are these. And we've also used some punches as well. So these are old retired stuff which we've got. So if you've got circle punches lying around to do some stuff, then grab those out and grab this technique. So what you want to do to create yourself a mask is grab yourself some circle dies, and you then just want to cut through and go and do some random sizes all the way around this in a variety of sizes around, and just kind of create yourself. You can do multiples of the same one, some smaller ones right here as well. Just create yourself your own little mask. So you can see that there is what we have just created. Okay, we are going to bring this over again. I'm going to do it on this one here and a clean bit of paper, and I am just going to anchor this down with this tape which I used earlier on. Remember, we are going to be cutting away the end parts, so we can afford to cut away these bits. And then I'm just going to bring over this mask. So initially what you can do with this mask is you can kind of pop it where you want it to be and do the whole thing and colour in every single circle. Okay, so again, I'm just going to utilise the...
We have Lizzie and Sherry.
Lizzie, Sherry, welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight again. And we're just going to anchor this down. You don't have to. If you're brave and you want to, you can move it. You feel confident with things without things moving, then do it freehand. But I'm just going to show it as for the purpose of the video. I'm going to show it to you with anchoring down for this, at least for this first part. Grab yourself some white craft ink and grab yourself a dauber, okay? And we are just going to now do that. Okay.
Heather asked, is your table covered with contact paper?
It's wallpaper.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I do want to change it.
Yeah, we do need to change it. It's starting to look a little bit untidy now. I thought of that before going on live tonight. I said, we need to change. But that was about 5 minutes before we were just about to go live. And
ooh, I'm whirling. Are you whirling?
no.
Okay.
So now the white will pull off some of the colour as well. It will start to blend in, and you can still see the colour behind it. It doesn't go completely and utterly white. It will blend behind it. So that's that. So we're going to go around And if you've got a juicy ink pad like we have got, then you can see a little bit goes a long way. Now this is a very wet ink, so it does come with a warning that you be careful with smudging, because it does stay wet for a while. So I will be using the heat tool to dry this off. And again, make sure that you are using the same size every single time when you do this, to so we don't then pop it down on the opposite side, and all of this, which is around the stencil, is then going to transfer over to it. So we're just going to then remove this stencil, and then we are left with that. Okay, for the purpose of this video being a little bit easier, I'm going to dry this in between before I move over. Alright, so I'm just going to grab my heat tool, and I'm just going to heat set this for a little bit. So you can see at the moment it's very, I don't know whether or not the cameras are going to pick that up there, but it's quite wet. I'm just going to heat set it, and you'll see it change as if you're heat setting it. So just bear with me one moment. So that's enough for now for me just to be able to move on to the next part, because we're going to grab this stencil again, and we are now going to just move this around. So this is where we're going to be going over stuff. We're going to be doing some lighter bits, we're going to be doing some darker bits. I still haven't inked this up again yet, so I'm just going to go with, and we want to overlay. And I can blend this one out a little bit. I can do it this way and smudge it out, and we're kind of going to get different techniques. It's going to look slightly differently, and then we're coming up so you can see that it looks different there. We will then add some smaller ones like that, and we're going to go around and just do bits. So build this up as much or as little as you want. Overlap circles as well, make sure you're having stuff overlapping, because that's all part of it. See, I'm just going to say I did get a little bit of bleeding going on here as well, but that's probably because it was quite wet. Why are you laughing? You're laughing because of the way I hold it, aren't you? Yeah, I know.
Mary said, "I like the way you hold your little finger while you do."
Yeah, I know. I'm going to be conscious of that now. What do I do? What do I look silly?
No, at least it's not up.
Well, I don't know what to say. I'm conscious of my little finger now. What do I do with my little finger?
No, you just have it curled. It's fine. Very cute.
What?
Yes, stitch rectangles is also going, Heather says.
There you go. So we're going to go over and we're just adding these to it. So I haven't done this circle here yet. So do you just need to be careful? Obviously now, obviously things are wet, so we just need to either move it around and just have a play around with bits here.
Have you swiped it to make it lighter?
I have, some of them I've swiped as well. Why? What's that? What do you
No,
mean?
it's just I haven't.
Yeah, so you can see some of the ones which I've just dabbed and hasn't run around are more intense. You can see like this one here, I moved it around and it's kind of gone lighter. So that's kind of what you want to do. So just play around with your techniques, and we will then just.
Issue.
And then we will go through. See how I do? I go very tight. I can like hold it like that, really pinch it, and then the rest of my hand I'm really tense. I just can't do it. No, if I relax, and I can't do it. Okay. So you can see, we will just bring this over. So this is a popular photography technique as well, bokeh technique. So if you were to say, you get it, get it on a photography term, okay, with like the light, kind of like creating like your lights twinkling, you kind of get this. So I'm going to leave it like that, I think. But yeah, so this here can now be washed, and you can pop this in your stash, and you've got yourself, a nice stencil to be used. We did have a stencil, but we've put it to one side and we can't find it. And obviously the problem is, because it's acetate and it's clean, it's probably staring us. It's probably staring us right in the face, and we can't see it because it's over how it is. So I'm just going to now just take this off, and I'm going to grab the heat tool, and I'm just going to heat set this again as well, just to really dry this ink. Just need to be careful when you're heating stuff, because I'm seeing a little bit of smoke coming off my paper. I think I could be potentially burning it, so just be aware of it. But you can see it change. You can see when it's dried. Okay. That there has dried quite nicely. Okay, so we've now got this. So this is a real fun technique. I'm just going to manipulate this a little bit just to make this a little bit flatter for me. And then what we're going to do is we're now going to cut this down. Alright, so remember this one here, I went to 9.5 centimeters by 13 centimeters. So I'm going to then take this to 9 and 9.2 centimeters is what I'm going to go to it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bit off from one side. Okay, and then that takes away, remember, that these imperfections which we had around the outside, the darker edges. And then I'll take it off from the other side, and then I would take that to 9.2. Just double check that. I did say 9.5, didn't I? Yeah, 9.5. So I want to go to, I want to go 1/8 of an inch smaller, or 3 millimeters smaller. And then I can then take the other bit of side off from that one over there. Okay, and then 13. So I will then take that, take a little bit off of there. And then we will then take that down to doubting myself with my measurements. 13. So I need to then take that to 12.7. Okay. So what side do I want to take that off? I'm going to take a little bit more from that side, and then I've still got a little bit of time up here. A little bit of room where I can then take the rest. So that's why you start off with something bigger to then allow yourself to cut it down to size and what you want to do. These bits here, we could always, if we want to, save them for, especially the long pieces, we can save them for decorating the inside of the card if you want to. Smaller ones, not well, the smaller ones will go that way in the inside of the card. So I'm sure you can find some great ways of using that. So that there is that. What we're going to do now is we're going to grab the Stamparatus again. And we are going to now use a different stamp. So let's take that one out. I will just remove. I'm so untidy, so I'm very unlike me and I don't like it. No, not that stamp set. Going to be using the Dragonfly Garden stamp set right here. Is this staying? No, this is also going. Yeah. Alright, so we are going to position this in a way that I want to now think about where I want my flowers to go. So I kind of want my flowers to go on this side over here, and then I'm going to stamp my sentiment in this little gap here. So the white ink will resist the black ink a little bit as well, so something just to be aware of. Okay, and we're going to pop our magnets down. So I button it up against the edge, and I'm going on the first grid line right here, and then I'm going to then pop that like that. We will remove that stamp, pop it on there for the time being, and then we will then make sure that we remove the foam mat first. So the foam mat is for photopolymer, and you don't need the foam mat for rubber because it's obviously it's got its own it's already got its own sponge. Okay, so we can go on that one like that. So I'm going to be using for this Stays On, I think, because as the name says, it stays on stuff. All right. So it's more of a permanent ink, so that's what we're going to be using. So I've got my Stays On, and we are going to... Can I open up the new Stays On ink pad, Jay?
Oh, we got one.
We do have one.
Yes.
Do you mind if I open this up?
Yeah, that's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Oh yeah, what's that from upstairs?
Sorry?
Oh, is that my artisan stuff?
I don't know. So I'm going to open up a new Stays On because I think this one here is running out a little bit and we need to buy ourselves a re-inker.
But what's coming on the new catalogue?
The re-inkers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been waiting for a re-inker for this one for ages and we cannot get hold of one at all. We're really struggling for it. Now Stampin' Up has started to sell them, so we can now start to re-ink this. So got that. You've got your little bit right here, which is just to protect. We'll kind of keep this, protect your pad a little bit. I'm just going to like to have a...
And did everyone know that we already have saddle brown ink pad?
Yeah. Who knew that we had saddle brown Stays On ink pad? We thought it was new and then realised, oh, it's been in the catalogue all along. For anyone who doesn't know what Stays On is like, it smells lovely. It smells of marzipan. It's lovely. It's not very good when you try to be on a diet, is it? And then we're just going to do this down as well. So, obviously, if you've got a Stamparatus, don't get rid of it because it's going to be it's a lovely tool to have in your stash. There is nothing wrong with it. I think there's just a few issues with Stampin' Up and other people that have called reason why it's gone. But there is no defect with the Stamparatus whatsoever. It's perfect. So that there is what I've gone and done, and can you see that it's kind of gone slightly differently on the white bit, but because this is a Stamparatus, nothing has moved, so I can ink this up again. And I can try and intensify this if I wish. There we have it. Okay, so I'm done with that one, so I'm happy to remove those. See, we've got this lovely silhouette which has gone onto this bokeh technique here. So I'm just going to remove that to one side. I'm just going to pop my cover on this again and in like that. Just bear with me. How did we do this? Yeah, just like that. So we are just going to allow that just to dry for a moment before I move on. So I'm just going to do something else quickly. With this, if you grab yourself some dimensionals, so if you've got a new ink pad and you've got this bit here, don't bin this plastic part. Grab yourself some dimensionals, stick one dimensional there, one there. Remove your top and then pop your lid back on. Pick up those, then it doesn't work. Okay, and then that then has now stuck to the lid. I will just get a little bit of tissue and I would then just wipe clean the inside of that off.
So you're pressing it properly.
So and I'm pushing that in properly now. So I've kind of gone in there, then stuck it to it. Then that way you're not going to lose that bit of plastic. And then every single time you pop it on, it's always going to be in there protecting your stamp pad. So that's just our tip for you, to stays on with that plastic part. Okay, and we've done that on this one right here as well. It's exactly the same. And it's all fine. All right, so that is a little bit of a top tip for you. What I'm going to do now is I am just going to find a sentiment. So the sentiment I'm going to be using is on a stamp set which isn't in front of me anymore. Where's the sentiment stamp sets which are here, Joe? Have they gone up there now?
Which one do you want?
The one which has got a nice happy birthday in it.
Celebrating you?
Is that the one, is it?
I don't know.
That looks like it, yes. So I'm going to be using the Celebrating You stamp set because I really like this happy birthday on here.
Is that going as well, Barry?
Oh, it is.
Where can people get it from?
I'm gutted that this is going, actually.
Yeah, that was your pick, wasn't it?
This was my pick. I love this stamp set because this is probably this is one of the stamp sets which we will not be getting rid of. We normally sell all of our we normally sell all of our retiring stuff, or as much of them, but there's certain stamp sets which I won't get rid of because this is a really great one. I like the sentiments on it. I like the happy birthday on it. You got your Father's Day on here. You got your Mother's Day. So you've kind of had anniversaries. You've got some really nice, easy and lovely sentiments. So this is one which will not be leaving our stash. And Joe's just showing me something else which is going as well. And I haven't played with this hardly as much as I should do. Best day. It's not the best day. It's a very sad day that this is going. I love this one. So that's probably one which I won't go as well. I love this little fat cat.
Plenty to choose from.
It reminds me of Tommy. That's why I like it so much. It reminds me of Tommy. I can imagine him sitting in a cupcake case if we had one big enough for him.
Well, he did sit in the...
He did, yes. As as a kitten, we used to weigh them as kittens, and we used to put him in our. He used to fit in one of our Tupperware bowls. Not anymore. And then one day I caught him actually sat in a in.
Yeah, it was just in the kitchen.
It was in the kitchen, and obviously I'd been cooking and I hadn't cleaned the big crock pot properly. I come in one day and wondering what's going on, and there he is, sat in the crock pot. Yes, sorry for everyone who's probably just grossed out by the fact, sort of like, yeah, we do clean stuff, so you are safe to come over for dinner, don't worry.
As long as you don't mind cats, right?
As long as you don't mind, yeah. And I say, you've got to just come over here. You've got to take the cat hair as it comes, because, yeah. Right, and that happy birthday is going to be going in. I didn't really think this one through too much, actually, because I've run out of room for my happy birthday. I needed to have gone over to the left a little bit more on that one.
Why not just pop it as a different layer?
Yeah, I could do.
Like your first one, but just a banner.
Yeah.
You are messy, aren't you?
But you know what? I'm gonna pop it down here. I'm gonna go down on the bottom down here, and we will see. If I don't like it, then I can then assess it with a banner. I will see how it goes in there. And I just need to make sure. Sorry, my head's just coming over a little bit. I do apologise. So, count the grey hairs.
Slant it, Mary says. Do it on the wall, Pauline said. We have Carol join us, Carol Ham and Deb Jones, Charlie Wallace, Bianca Rebel.
Good evening,
Rose,
everyone.
And Vicky Eakins.
Lovely. So I'm just going to, thank you so much for joining us. So I'm just going to stamp this and see how straight it is. So I've got myself a bit of copy paper again, and I will just grab the memento one more time. Sorry, it stays on. I just want to have a little look to see if that is actually a straight sentiment. That looks a little bit. So again, on the Stamparatus, you do have the grid lines. So again, do bear with me whilst at one moment whilst I just put my fat head in the way.
John said, put your cling film over your good paper and test stamp on the cling film.
Yeah.
We used to have a Stamp-A-Majig.
We did used to have a Stamp-A-Majig. We probably still got the Stamp-A-Majig. We do still have the Stamp-A-Majig, actually. That was a tool which confused a lot of people. But once you knew how it worked, it was a good piece. It was a good tool. So yeah, a bit of clear. Could you do me a favour, Jay? Could you grab me a?
You can just use your that.
No. I mean, there's one of the wallets down. That's all right. I'll grab it. So I've got myself one of these acetate bags, which works quite nicely. So who suggested that? Was that you, John? Did you say? Yeah. I love this idea. So I'm going to pop this in here. Now, if I had the proper Stampin' Up ones, it would be a little bit smaller. Okay.
Or silicone craft sheet.
Or the silicone craft sheet could work as well. But I really like this idea. So I was going to do that like that. Button it up against a corner, and then that can then go up against the corner there. I do need to be aware that obviously it is going to be slightly out, but that's, unless I can really get that in. This is where probably the cling film will come in handy, because obviously you're going to have it right up against the edge. But I really like this idea. Great. At least it would give me a rough idea. We'll do that.
I don't think you needed to put it inside.
No, I probably didn't need to pop it inside actually, but can you see there then I can see that that is going to be in a good position for it. So yeah, I probably could have just put it over the top actually. I didn't need to pop it in. I just make it a bit more hard work, more harder than it needed to be. And now I'm happy to then pop that like that. Use my Stays On ink again. And there we have it. We have our happy birthday in a perfect position. Thank you so much for that tip there, John. I wouldn't have thought of that, and I would have been gutted if it was in the wrong position. But there we have it. That there is that one. So really, really happy with that. Lid on that one again. In there, in there. And then what we can do is we can now grab our cardstock here, we can mat and layer, and then that's going to stick on top. So we are only seeing a little bit of this rich raspberry cardstock, but it's just enough just to set it off. So this is obviously a very single layer card, but there is lots of layers on it with your stamping. Okay.
Ooh.
You know what?
Bokeh
Bear with me. I don't
Belgium.
like it. I don't like it. I want a bigger. I want a bigger bit of. So I've done that before it's dried. I wasn't happy with that. I want to go with a bigger piece of.
It's right at the bottom of the.
Oh yeah. It wasn't showing enough for me. I wasn't happy with that, so I'm just going to double check this. That there is 9.5 by 13, wasn't it? So let's take that to 9.5, 6, 7, 8. By 13. 13.3. Still see the polished pink going in there, and I've got a bigger. That's better. I was covering too much of that rich raspberry up, and I just wasn't happy with the fact that I was covering too much of it up. It's better. You want to see you want to see your mat and layers which you're using. Just and then we will just give this a little bit of dimension on this one. We will stick this on, so you can either go direct down to keep it flatter, or we can add a little bit of height to it by popping some dimensionals on the back here. So we are actually nearly done. Well, we are done, really. So if you would like a chance of winning the first card which I made, then do pop a comment in the live chat. We will be giving that one away, and then we will be giving this one away next Sunday. Yes. So lots of those on, because we don't want a saggy middle, do we? So remember, you can purchase anything from us via our online shop. So if you live in any of the countries which we sell to, such as the UK, France, Germany, Netherlands, Austria, Belgium and Ireland, you can purchase stuff from us. Okay, and that's all of Ireland as well. So that's not just Northern Ireland, that is now all of Ireland. So you can now purchase stuff from us. So links to our online shop can be found down below in the description as well as other important links which we have down there for you. So I've just done what I tell Jay off for doing all the time, and that is covering up the keyboard. So there we have it. There is card number 2, which is this lovely bokeh technique. So I'll show you the original. That there is the original, and you can see I went quite close to the outside. I prefer it, so much prefer it when I can see I've got a bigger border like that. And that there is that technique. Okay, you can colour in these if you wanted to, I suppose. If you find the sentiment is just blending in a little bit, you can colour it. But that there is the card made, excuse me, tonight. And that there is the first card. So if you missed the beginning, that's what we did first of all, and this is what we've just gone and finished up right now. So, who would like to win this card? If you would like to win this card, then, and you've left us a comment, we will be picking a name very soon. So Jay is just going to be finishing up, popping some names in. So these are the scraps which we had, which remember can go on the inside if you wanted to, like that. I'm just going to clear a little bit of room because I have a Tommy wanting to get on me. He's kind of gone, I know you're ready now, I know you're finished, so I can come and sit with you. So that's that. So I will show you another card of mine, which I made recently for the Stamp Around UK video hop. Well, I'll get Jay to do it, because whilst Jay's talking about that, I can be popping everyone's names in. So as Jay hasn't done much crafting this week.
No, I've been doing other stuff.
He's been busy with other bits and bobs.
So yes, so Barry did this amazing card with some more ink blending and the ink lift technique using rays of light. So as mentioned, it is part of the Stamp Around UK video hop. Yes. So check it out on our YouTube channel and find the links for the rest of the design team in the description.
Yeah, and the topic for this month was case another demonstrator, and I've cased 2. So Stesha Bloodheart is who I cased, and for the kind of like the idea of the general card and the technique was from Carrie Buckham from Two Big Girls Crafting.
Yes.
So, and I have popped links to theirs down as well. So go with the hop and then have a little look at
amazing.
Who I cased, because it's beautiful. And Stesha's done an amazing thing with the new hippos as well.
Yeah, rhino.
Really, really nice. Rhinos. I keep saying hippos, didn't I?
They're hippo without the rhino without a horn, is it?
So that there, I love this girl. Yeah, I'm really happy with her. So if you want to see how this ink lift technique was done, go and check out that video for the Stamp Around UK video hop. So. Yeah. Let's give away. Is there any last minute names you've seen come in here?
No, I think that's everyone.
No. Can you see Tommy's ears are just poking in just down here
No.
a little bit? No, you think you got everyone?
Uh-huh.
Good, excellent. So let's go over to the draw. So good luck, everyone.
Good luck, everyone.
The winner is going to be, if it wants to work. The computer has just decided to stop working all of a sudden. It's whirling.
Oh no.
Right.
Is it working?
It will probably work in a second. I think it's just going to jump. I can hear the computer struggling a little bit for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, there we go. It's spinning. It's spinning. It's
Good
just
luck,
taking us a bit of
everyone.
time. Oh, who did that land on? Oh, it's gone on to Valerie O'Donoghue. Congratulations there, Valerie. That card is going to be coming over to you. So do please email us, barryandj@mitosucrafts.com. Please pop today's date, the 2nd of April 2023 in the subject line. And your full mailing address, please, Valerie. And we will get that card sent out to you. If you're quick, we can get it because I need to send out all of the winners for March. If you're quick, I can get it in the same post with that one. So do please email us there, Valerie. And that card is going to be coming over to you. So thank you for watching us. And here's your thank you card. So lovely. So close there. Who was there? We had Hayes who was there, and we had Joanna Barnes as well.
time.
And it was, yeah, so close. So keep trying there and you could win one of the cards. So congratulations. But if you would like to win this one right here, all you need to do is just come back and leave another comment. So separate from your live comment, come back and leave another comment underneath in the non-live chat, and then we'll pick in a winner for that one next Sunday for you. So lovely.
Yes.
So thank you very much. Hopefully I will be back with you on Friday of next week. I plan to do a Fun Fold Friday for this week, so do check out the channel on Friday at 7 PM for Fun Fold. But we will be back with you again live next Sunday evening, same time, same place. Anything else you'd like to add before we disappear?
Great.
No?
Thanks so much, everyone.
Excellent. Thank you so much for watching. See you again soon.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.